What's up, everyone? Champ Bet's back again for another video. I'm back from my trip from Las Vegas for UFC 300. I had a great time. Took a little bit of a break off. Still doing research, but now we're back. We're back in it again. Another fight night. Nicolau versus Perez. Mateus Nicolau versus Alex Perez, and I'm excited. There's some good fights on this card. So first, let's go over UFC 300 real quick. Let me go ahead and do this. Let's take just a quick look, go over my picks and stuff like that. Davidson Figueiredo versus Cody Garbrandt. Figueiredo won. Cody Garbrandt was looking good on the feet, but Figueiredo was able to get to the ground and do well there. I was surprised. I thought it would be the other way, where Garbrandt would struggle on the feet and do good on the ground. It was the opposite way. I was wrong, but I got the pick right with Figueiredo. Bobby Green versus Jim Miller. I called pretty much to a T. Jim Miller was able to hurt Bobby Green, but Bobby Green just fought the way better level of competition, and he looked like a top 15 fighter. Jim Miller, older guy. It is what it is. Next up, Marina Rodriguez versus Jessica Andrade. Got this one wrong. I thought Marina Rodriguez won, but it was close. It was a close fight, so I can't even get that mad. Jessica Andrade was able to have really good optics around in this fight with takedowns and using that to go ahead and really get the victory, and she looked good still. Yeah, close fight though. Next up, Renato Moicano, Jalen Turner. I was dead wrong on this, or maybe not dead wrong, but I thought Jalen Turner was the lock of the card. What was that? He knocked down Moicano really bad. He did, and didn't finish the job because he wanted the 300K bonus. So what I thought was gonna happen for the fight after Diego Lopez Sodiq Yusuff happened to Jalen Turner, like the 300,000 bonus kind of messing him up. I feel like Moicano was able to take him down a lot easier than I thought he would. To be honest, I was thinking, man, Gamrot had so much trouble taking him down. I know on short notice, but still, it's Gamrot. Moicano's gonna have a tougher time. He didn't, and it worked out in his favor. Well done, Moicano. I love me some money, Moicano. Great YouTube channel. Next up, Diego Lopez, Sodiq Yusuff. God, my goodness, impressive performance. To do that to Sodiq, he doesn't have the greatest chin, but that's okay. Still, to do that to a guy like Sodiq is super impressive. I keep doubting this dude, and he keeps proving me wrong. Fair play. This guy's really good. Next up, Kayla Harrison, Holly Holm. Holly Holm had one of the worst game plans I've ever seen. What were you thinking, trying to grapple with Kayla Harrison? You initiated it. Why are you doing that? She gave the fight up to Kayla Harrison the moment she did that. It was just, what are you doing? Why try and grapple with the gold medalist, a two-time gold medalist judoka? Insanity. Easy one for Kayla Harrison because of that, mostly. Good elbows. I liked her elbows. Next up, Aljamain Sterling, Calvin Kattar. Kattar looked flat. He looked flat out flat. I was around this one. I thought Aljo would win, and man, he looked good. He's pretty big at 145 himself. So, and Aljo's that dude. I like him at 145, and I think he's an interesting guy at that weight class. Yeah, dominant performance. When he got a little flack for saying I had one of the most dominant performances on the card, and I mean, there's no denying he had one of the most dominant performances of the card. Good one for Aljo. Yuri Prohaska versus Alexander Rakic. I went with Rakic. I have no shame picking Rakic in that one. It's freaking flat out impressive. Yuri Prohaska is able to take any of those, maybe not any, but he took those shots that were so clean. That dude's got a chin. I love me some Yuri Prohaska. I love me some Alexander Rakic. I hope they fight again for the title one day. If they do, I don't care where it is. I want to be there in person for it. This is the fight I thought would be fight of the night. It was fight of the night until the fight we all know that came after. But yeah, great win for Yuri Prohaska. I thought he looked great, and I think Rakic doesn't lose any stock for losing to Yuri. Yuri's amazing too. Hopefully we see a rematch again one day with Rakic coming right back up, and Yuri maybe wins a title in that time. We'll see. Bo Nickel Brundage. What do you want? Bo Nickel beat Brundage. Okay. Kind of all expected that. Next up, Arman Tsarukyan, Charles Oliveira. I thought this was a really close fight. I picked Charles. I thought Arman did end up winning, but I wasn't sure. Charles Oliveira did not fight how I wanted him to fight. I wanted him to keep this fight on the feet. He loves his jiu-jitsu too much. His jiu-jitsu is phenomenal, don't get me wrong, but Arman Tsarukyan's not a guy you're going to sub. Pretty much these were really good sub attempts. You're not gonna sub him, man. So it is what it is. Good win for Roman Sarukin. Yeah. Charles, please just stay on the feet. Your stand-up's amazing. Next up, oh my God, what a freaking fight! What a fight! This paid for all the money I spent on going there to this event. Max Holloway's that dude. I don't even know what to say. One of the greatest KO I've ever seen live. I'll tell you that. One of the greatest KOs in UFC history. I think it's top 5. It's up there. So Max Holloway's that dude. He's the BMF and well freaking deserved. How he did it, well freaking deserved. Well done. Weili Zhang versus Yan Jianan. When you heard the scorecards, I was kind of surprised because that fight was really close. So like, I definitely have points. Zhang Weili looked good, but like, it looked like she got knocked down a few times, and like, Yan Jianan was clearly better on the feet. Weili Zhang has developed a lot as a fighter, and her wrestling is really legit now. It's really legit. She works with the Hickman brothers. I think for this camp she worked at Syndicate, which was I mean, it's a good team still, but Zhang is that girl. She's one of the best. I predicted that this would be like a lot closer fight than it was thought to be, and that Zhang would use her experience to go ahead and win the fight. And I think that kind of was the case. That actually was what happened basically. And yeah, I said the spread would be a good bet. I think you probably should have hit, but Zhang got most of the rounds. She had the moments. Yan Jianan had good moments herself, but the moments that mattered most, Zhang was able to get. When ultimately was why she really won those rounds. So yeah, shout out to Zhang, great fighter. I ate so much crow for this one. Alex Pereira, Jamal Hill. Well done. I ate a lot of crow. I paraded around my university with Jamal Hill's gonna sleep. Alex Pereira, he was the one who got slept. Yeah. What am I gonna say? Pereira caught him right in the button. It looked like both guys didn't really do that much. I mean, I was talking because I was in the person. It didn't really look like either of these guys are doing that much. And really, the first one who landed really connected was the one who got the win. That's what really happened, I felt like. So, good win, Alex Pereira. Made me eat crow. Now we get on to... Wait, what am I doing? Let's talk about Nicolau Perez, because I got some fun things to talk about on this card, and I think I have some good bets on this card as well. So, this one. I'm excited for this one. We have Mahashate versus Benitez. I'm pretty sure this Mahashate guy is going to win. He's my biggest bet of the card. I have like 4.47 units on this guy. I'm going to be upfront. This is my free bet of the week, but I love Mahashate here. Very good boxer. Benitez has just not been looking good at all lately. And the guys he's won against and lost against is just like, Onama's he's a good person to lose to. The way he got KO'd, Jesus. But the Jim Miller fight, he looked so, oh my goodness. I didn't think he looked good at all. Jim Miller's not bad, of course. Pretty good, actually. But now you get in this 24-year-old guy who's looked good in these fights he's lost, I feel like. I feel like he's looked good. Especially in this Borshev fight, which was an absolute war. I mean, to be doing that at 24 years of age is just so impressive to me. And he hits like a truck. This dude. He hurts dudes. And I like him to win against an old Benitez. I really do. And who's, of course, he's not young anymore. The guys he's winning against, Justin James. I'm sorry. I love Mahashate here. I think he's really good. I think he wins this fight. Next fight, Ivana Petrovic versus Na Liang. I hate this fight. I'm going to go with Ivana Petrovic by KO round 2. Na Liang is freaking live to win this fight. She is live to win this fight. I have to say that. I'm not confident about Ivana Petrovic at all. Minus 500 is crazy. All right, let me bring up Hard Rock because that's what I use to bet. Mahashate is like minus 220. That's what I bet him at, and I'm willing to bet him I was willing to bet him there without any problems. But let me go ahead and see what are the odds for this, because I'm assuming they're gonna get out of control. Like the parlay boys are in action. Oh, might shoot 10 for Machate. I should have bet a little later. Minus 525. She's not worth like that squeeze at all. I get this Naliang girl is like losing by finish in all these fights because she's freaking fun to watch. She's an absolute mad lady. I think her being a mad lady really helps her have a chance to win. I know Ivana Petrovic has the credentials of like a person who's good at the stand-up, which is what she's going to want to do in this fight. But I feel like she's become a lot more of a grappler as of late. And if you're grappling with Na Liang, you're in danger. You're just in danger. And if that's the case, I don't want to be laying any money on this girl like that. I really don't. It's someone as explosive as Na Liang. In round one, she can catch Petrovic. She can. So I'm gonna go with Petrovic to win, but like I'd be lying to you if I was told you I was confident in this pick at all. Stay away from this fight, in my eyes, like betting wise. Law top Chris Padilla. I haven't had a chance to look too much into it, but I have heard that like Law top is really good. Decision, punches, yeah. But this Padilla guy, I know he got his last win in Justin James. This is pretty short notice for him. Law top was supposed to fight Gabe Green, if I remember correctly. So, which I would have been like a pretty tough test. So I like that he was tough, like preparing for a really tough test, and then all of a sudden you got Padilla coming in. I think I like Lontop to win, but I haven't really done crazy amount of research in this fight, so it's not something I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm crazy about this Lontop guy. Not really. I don't remember him all too well. Besides some Canadian Contender Series win, which I thought he looked good, and he's a good fighter. But yeah, nothing more to add about that. If I have any more something crazy to add, I'll mention it during weigh-ins as I do more research. But yeah, this one I haven't done too much research in as compared to like some of the other fights. Caitlin Sosa versus Marnik Man. Damn, these odds are maybe not odds, but like these Tapology picks I think are a little misleading. I think Marnik Man actually has a shot to win this. I do think this is a decision. I've looked at her Instagram, and she looks like she's in freaking shape. Her last fight, I believe, against Knutson was on short notice, if I remember correctly. And, I mean, Knutson, I believe, is the real deal. I love me some Josephine Knutson. I think she's going to be top 15 bound pretty soon in that strawweight division. Marnik Man has good wrestling. Slow. But like she's not great, really. Souza, I didn't think she looked so great against Karine Silva, who is really good. Let's not act like Karine Silva's not really good, but I think she's gonna keep it on the feet, and she's gonna be too fast, and she's gonna be able to land punches. If it goes on the ground, I really worry for Kelton Souza. But I would lean on Kelton to be able to win this fight. Keep it on the feet, be too fast, and win like that. But I'm not too crazy about like betting this spot really. There's a path Marnik Man can get. If she can get a takedown, I think she might actually be able to keep Ketlin down, and she can win like that. So I'm taking Souza to win by decision, keep it on the feet, but yeah, not confident. Screw this fight. Screw picking this fight. I don't even know what to... I think I'm going to go Kaio by decision, but if I were to bet this fight, I'm waiting to see the line on the spread. Because I think there's going to be a plus spread with Mays, and I think I'm going to be considering betting this. I think this fight goes to decision. Feels like these guys don't even, like, finish. Or I guess he gets arm bars and stuff, but lower level competition. He beat Arlovsky. That makes me sad to this day, but... I don't think either of these guys are really great at all. Dontel Mays has like... Oh, do I want to pick Dontel? I'm very indecisive about this fight. I know the line originally Kyle was the underdog, but now he's the favorite. And now Dontel Mays is the underdog, but it's basically an evens fight. Kyle Dontel Mays is I'm just all over the place right now. Dontel Mays has all the skills in the world to win this fight. But the problem with him is that sometimes he just stands around and is like just looks at you. Like he's not doing the things he needs to do to win. While Kyle is like, okay, I'm gonna freaking come forward and try and get the win. He tries to win and stuff like that, which I mean, it can get you a long way, believe it or not. It can get you a long way. Damn, I don't really know. I'm gonna go Dontel Mays. I'm gonna trust if he has the right game plan, he will win this fight. He will win this fight. I have zero confidence in picking either of these guys. If I have a bet on this fight, it'll be like a spread on Dontel Mays, depending on the odds. The odds are disgusting for that. Like, if it's minus 250 or more, I'm not touching it at all. It'll be a small bet. Don't put much money on this fight. This probably goes to decision. It's probably a split decision. It's written in the stars. It's one of those heavyweight fights. I feel like this fight leaves me like in awe. I don't know what to say. Yeah, I'll go Dontel Mays. Zero confidence. This fight is a good one. Figlak versus Hubbard. I know a lot of people are going Hubbard this weekend, but I like Figlak to win probably a decision here because Hubbard's pretty tough. I think Figlak had dealt a pretty tough deal with Faraz Ziam in his first fight, which is a while ago. It was a pretty long time ago, and he didn't look so great in that fight. But like, I've done like looking back. I've looked back on his fights like previously in Cage Warriors, which is a pretty good promotion. But I think this guy's pretty good actually. He's in his prime. He's 27 years of age. Well, Austin Hubbard probably still in his prime, I would say, but I didn't like how he lost to Karhalov. He didn't. That was pretty one-sided, if I'm honest. And it feels like he's not the guy who's going to stay in the UFC for super long, in my eyes. I like Figlak taking a lot of time off, and now because he's young, he's able to take this time off and now improve his game. So I like Figlak to win. I think I'm probably going to bet him. Probably going to bet him to win this fight. Yeah. Next up, Ronnie Yaya versus Victor Henry. Victor Henry's going to win this fight. Yeah, there's a reason why that's the case. Unlike for Ivana Petrovic, like those odds, I get why freaking Victor Henry is. Let me check again. Minus 525. I get it. I totally get it. It's not like he's gonna have the crazy stopping power to stop Ronnie Yaya, which I think is why this fight's booked. If I'm honest, they're probably because Victor Henry's gonna fight his fight. He's gonna keep his distance. He's gonna be the faster guy, and he's going to be the one landing shots. And Ronnie Yaya is just 39 years of age. He's looked 39 years of age. He's looked really old at bantamweight. He's a dime a dozen at bantamweight. You don't see guys that age in that weight class. And yeah, Victor Henry himself is old, but he does not look near. They don't look like there's like a. It doesn't look like they have a 3-year difference. It looks like more like at least 5-year difference in like how these guys move. I think Victor Henry is good enough on the ground to keep himself safe if it even gets there. I think Victor Henry's just gonna win this fight with pointing him. I like Victor Henry to win. I think he's probably a fine parlay piece, if I'm honest. Yeah, I really like him. I love Ronnie Yaya too. Don't get me wrong. I like Ronnie Yaya, but like, the facts. I just don't see him winning that. This fight's gonna be a great fight. This one's gonna be a great fight. I'm surprised this is so lopsided, but no, I agree. I love Medic in this spot. I really do. So people are going to be looking at some of his like past fights, like especially the Orlabai fight. It's like, oh, this guy's susceptible to grappling. This guy's susceptible to that stuff. He can gas. He'll gas. I'm not going to agree with that because ever since he moved up to 170, I feel like he's been actually a pretty different fighter, and he's leveled up. I think he's that dude, Uros Medic, at 170. He showed in that Semmelsberger fight where people will be like, oh, this guy's going to gas after round 1. was able to keep trucking on, and he did that at altitude, which really impressed me. That's impressive. And Uros, he is so fast. I love his striking. His striking is just mwah, dime of a dozen. I love it. And I think he's going to be able to land on Means. I think he's going to be able to get him out there in like round 2. That might be tough. Means is a hard guy to finish, but I love the speed of Medic, and he hits very nice. Means does like roll with the punches very well. He rolls pretty well with them. So maybe it just goes to the decision. But I think Earls is too good. This fight was on short notice, oral by. He was originally scheduled to fight a completely different style matchup in Johnny Parsons, just a complete stand-up fighter, and then he gets handed, oh, here's one of the better wrestlers we got, just randomly on short notice. Have fun, Uros. And he performed pretty all right, even considering that. So I love Uros Medic here, and now he's had full preparation time for Tim Means. I love him to win. I love him here. I don't love the odds. I wish they were better. He's like minus 325, but I still bet him. I think he's that dude. I love Uros Medic here. Next fight up the card. David Onama versus Jonathan Pierce, JSP. A lot of people going with Pierce. This is a tough fight, but I'm going with Onama to KO him I'll go round 2. I'm not confident about what round. I can never pick methods and rounds, but I think he'll get a KO. The striking gap on the feet is just so vast. It's so vast. David Onama is clearly the better striker. Clear as day. If it's on the feet, David Onama is very, very, very likely winning, unless he's getting freaking outpointed by like JSP being super long and stuff like that. But I don't even think he's even that long, because if you look at the height and reach stat, it's just, well, I mean, maybe not the most trustworthy, because these stats usually are wrong, but yeah, but like Onama's going to catch him if it's on the feet. It's really just the grappling and the wrestling, and yes, that does favor JSP, but I do like the dudes that David Onama is training with. He's training with guys like Yusuf Zalal, Isaac Bulgarian, who are like pretty damn freaking good. We're good at like wrestling, and I think those are like the perfect teammates to go ahead and get ready to fight someone like JSP. And mainly because of that is why I'm going David Onama. I think he's going to be able to pull out the victory because of that. I think he's going to be able to catch him on the feet and win like that. Is it possible JSP is able to keep him down and hold the smart position? Sure. But I do think David Onama is going to be able to find that shot. Next up on the card, Denise versus Austin Lane. Goodness, I'm going to go with Denise round 1 KO. I don't think Denise is even that great. I don't think Lane's that great. Lane is live, to be honest, but that dude just leaves his chin up. He leaves his chin up in the air. He's fighting a guy who can KO you. I think Denise is gonna probably KO him round 1. I still don't want to bet this fight though that much. Maybe I will put a little bit on Denise. I like betting on Denise more than freaking Walter Walker, but still. I don't know. This dude is a gigantic human being, Austin Lane. So like that could be in his favor, but I have a hard time not seeing Jonatha. Denise. I have a hard time not seeing Denise find the shot on him. This is a great fight. Karine Silva versus the queen of violence, Ariane Lipski. I'm going Ariane Lipski to win a decision. Karine Silva is really good, and so is Ariane Lipski. I already said that. I don't know why I just said that again. I've been loving this new version of Ariane Lipski ever since she's moved to train in Amanda Nunes' gym. I think she's a completely different fighter ever since she's done that. And originally she opened up as the favorite in this fight, but money came in on Karine Silva. Now Ariane Lipski's dog. I liked her as a favorite in this fight. I like her even more as a dog. I think her prime is starting now. Like her prime has started, and she's gonna be able to be winning these fights. And I love her patience. And I think that against Karine Silva, that's gonna be vital to get in the win here. And I think she's gonna be able to outpoint Karine Silva, who is dangerous on the ground, but against who? Marina Moroz, who we're not even sure if she's really in this fight game as much anymore ever since she started being on Playboy. Caitlin Souza, I don't think Caitlin Souza is that great. She's good, but not that great. Polyana I mean, okay, and then Contender Series against all right girl. I do think Lipsky's been finding the better competition. Casey O'Neill, I don't rate that high, but I think is better. Melissa Gatto, I think is pretty good. JJ Aldrich, I think is pretty good. It's not the Cachoeira is not that great on the feet though. She got caught, and Mandy Baum, I don't think is really good at all. But as of late, she's been finding the better competition, and I do think that's gonna matter, and I think it's gonna play into her favor. I think Ariane Lipsky's gonna win this fight. I'm probably gonna bet on her, especially at dog odds. Come on, I can't help it. I love me some Ariane Lipsky. This fight, do not bet on this fight. Do not bet on this fight. Do not do it. It was just bad juju all over it with both these dudes. I don't think both these dudes are that great. I did meet Bogdan Guskov in Las Vegas though. Very nice guy. I like that guy. And I do think he's gonna be able to find a KO, but there are things that I mean my head is like telling me I probably should pick Ryan Spann, but I just can't help myself and not see him get caught. This is like the first time Guskov is really fighting someone that's taller than him. He's going to be super long. Ryan Spann probably has the wrestling advantage. Will he wrestle? Probably not. He doesn't have good fight IQ. Ryan Spann does. He does not. Just one shot. One shot from either of these guys can KO one or the other. Very likely. I'm just thinking like Guskov style, which is freaking hands down. Why do you want it? Why? If he fights Stan with hands down, he's in such trouble. But I think he's going to be able to get Spann the miss and then go in and catch him. I'm not confident in this. I can't be that confident. Someone's probably going to get a KO unless Ryan Spann maybe tries a submission, but probably not. Or he just holds him with the wrestling and wins a decision. But like it's probably going to be like a KO early on in the fight. So that's what I think. Not confident in this fight at all. I'm going Bogdan Guskov just to catch him, but there's no real... I can't really give a great reason for picking either of these guys. You can't trust either of those guys. Mateus Nicolau versus Alex Perez. This is crazy to me. Perez is very live in this fight, but I do think Nicolau is going to win. Probably what's going to be a boring decision, if I'm honest. I do see a path for Perez. I think the leg kicks might actually be very useful for Perez. Perez is very good defensively. But Mateus Nicolau is so patient. Patient to the point where it's boring, if I'm honest. I'm not the biggest fan of like Nicolau's fight style in terms of like watchability, but dude is freaking talented. There's no denying that this dude's pretty good at fighting. And I think Nicolau is going to be able to pick Perez apart on the feet and win like that. Am I super confident Nicolau? Not really. It is interesting though that Nicolau has kind of like been like a minus 180, 185, minus 190 favorite this whole time. Not much money coming in on him, which I do think is interesting. I thought there'd probably be like a good amount coming in on him, but not really. I do think Nicolau's a better fighter, and I do think he's going to get the victory with that. But again, this can go either way. Who knows? I lean Nicolau to win though. And I do like. This is short notice for Alex Perez. He did just fight Mikhaev, and he looked pretty alright in that fight. And he's making a turnaround after that. But Nicolau was training for a 5-round camp against someone like Manel Cap. But now Alex Perez is like coming in. I do think that helps Nicolau in his favor here. And I think he'll be more prepared for a 5-rounder and probably keep himself safe and fight his fight in a 5-rounder. So that's what I'm ultimately going with Mateus Nicolau. Would I be shocked if Alex Perez wins? No, not at all. I think Perez can definitely win this fight, but I think Nicolau's the one to get it done. So yeah, those are my picks of the card. Pretty quick breakdown today. Didn't have a crazy amount to say about some of the fights. The fights I'm most looking forward to on this card. If I look, I'm excited for this Maheshate Benitez fight. This fight will be fun, like to watch. This will probably be pretty fun to watch. On top versus Padilla. I mean, if you think this stuff is funny, you'll laugh at that. I think Fig Leg versus Hubbard will be fun. Medic versus Team Means is going to be really fun. If Onama wins, this will be fun. If Onama loses, probably not going to be fun because it'll be JSP wrestling domination. I mean, if it's a KO, sure. I think this is going to be a really good fight. This will be a KO probably, so that will be fun. I'm not excited for that main event. So, but yeah, I think it's a fun card overall. The betting spots again, I really like Mahashate. Just off the top of my head right now. Dontel Mays spread if the odds are good enough, -250 or less. I like Figlak to win. I like Uros Medic to win. Probably a little bit on Onama. I like Ariane Lipsky to win. And maybe a little bit on Nicolau. So, yeah, that's my breakdown. And, yes, Champ Bets. Back again. We're back in the flow of it. And, yeah. I'm excited to get back into betting these fights after being off for UFC 300. So, let's go ahead and do well in this card. This is one of the bigger cards I've bet on. So, or bigger bets I've made since starting Champ Bets. So, I think I have some good spots in this card. And, yeah. Endorsing the website, champbetsmma.com. I'm gonna have stuff talking about like weigh-ins and stuff like that on there. I even have an article about the Vegas trip I went on. So if you wanna go ahead and look at that, by all means go ahead and look. Yeah, that's the video. Thank you so much. Champ Bets out.